Hey everybody, this is Brad from Johnson Small Engines, better known as the One Hand Mechanic. If I can do it, you can too. Today we're working on a LTX1000. This is a Craftsman. It has an 18 horsepower overhead valve Kohler command engine. This is basically a rehab on a old school tractor. And I'm going to show you today, in my opinion, how to install a mower deck belt. So the first thing we need to do is take off the mower deck. We're going to go ahead and put the emergency brake on. Help us from rolling anywhere. Now this is a very old school machine, and I love the way this actually, the adjustment for the deck works. It's actually a turn knob, which is so nice to have. You can actually dial in your grass height to a T, wherever you want it. You do have to bring the mower deck handle all the way up in the highest position. We're going to lower the deck all the way down to the ground, so we need to unadjust this, which means that you have to turn it counterclockwise as far as it'll go until it stops. And if this is working correctly, it will stop. If it's not working correctly, it may come all the way out and then you're in trouble, but hopefully that's not the case. It just stopped right now. We should be able to put the mower deck all the way down in the furthest position that we can go, like that. Okay, so we're on the left side of the machine. We're gonna go ahead and just go underneath, and I'm gonna slide the belt off from the front. It's pretty straightforward. You should just be able to flip it right down. You do have a little guide over here. You have to come around just to put the belt down. And while we're up front here, gonna go ahead and take off. There's two deck hangers in the front of these old machines, and they have very good clips. If you still have them, they should look like this. These clips are very hard to get off and actually put back on again. Just gonna pull this up. Now there's some tension on it, so you can either put a block of wood underneath here to hold it up. I use a pry bar and just lift up a little bit, and that'll alleviate the tension. Slide it out, put it down. Just gonna let the mower deck down. Now, you should, if you need to, if you're gonna be running the tractor around without putting the mower deck back on, I highly recommend taking this out. And it's just a clip up there. We're not gonna do that, we don't need to. We're gonna come back under here, and we have a clip right here. And you're just gonna pull this out, like so. Make sure the clips are facing rearward, like this one is when you put it back in again, because we do 90% of our driving in the forward position. And if you have it sitting this way, you can actually hit something that can pop it out, and then your mower deck may actually drop. So if you have it facing this way, it'll just push in and clip itself in, and it will not fall off. So just keep that in mind when you put it back on. Now there is some tension on this arm, so I'm going to go ahead and lift up the front of the mower deck again with my pry bar. And then it should alleviate that. I put the bar right on top, put the deck down. We do have a stabilizer bar in the back right here, and this pin should just pop out. And these clips can be a little tight. Stabilizer bar should drop off like that. Now this bracket right here, just make sure you check to make sure it's tight, because there are a couple bolts in here that you have to tighten up. These brackets actually break. Pretty sure you can still get this bracket, but just make sure they're tight, because it definitely stabilizes the mower deck when you're running by using this bar. Let's go around to the other side. Okay, so we're around to the chute side. We're gonna go ahead and take off this clip here. Pop that down. The one underneath here, which is actually facing the correct way, it's facing rearward. We're going to pull that out. Again, there is some tension on that, so I'm going to go ahead and just lift the mower deck up a little bit, and that should eliminate the tension. Put that on top. Now we're going to go ahead and lift the mower deck handle up. And what that does is it gets these brackets out of the way when we pull this out. Now this has a blade engagement cable on it, which we have to take off. So we're going to go ahead and pull the mower deck out just a little bit, because there's a cable underneath it, and you don't want to bend the cable. It's underneath here. Okay, so this is the cable we have to take out. Just gonna pull it out a little bit more, and then going to pull the pin here. And then we have a pin on the mower deck blade engagement right here. Pull that out. This spring should pop up off of there, like that. And then it should come out the rear here. It should slide out. And then there's a slot in the side of the machine right here. And then you just have to put this up out of the way for now. And it's a little bit tricky because it's a short cable. Now we should be able to pull the mower deck out. And a lot of you guys are probably saying, oh, can't we do this on the machine? You can do it on the machine, but I just want to show you, there's a couple things here. One, it's hard to get the belt out from this cover right here, and there's blade breaks behind here. If you don't put the new one in correctly, you'll see when I take the cover off that you can actually ruin your brand new belt. Also, right here is the blade engagement bracket. I have a very good video on how to take this off and put a new one on. And there's also a spring here that I want to show you that actually helps disengage the mower deck. So when this mower deck is operating correctly, you should engage it. And when you let go of the engagement, it should come back to neutral, like that. A lot of these get stuck. When you engage it, it sticks right here. And it won't come back out. You see how smooth that is? Well, this guy had the works. We've done the blade engagement bracket here. He didn't have the right spring on there. It was a wrong spring and it wasn't enough tension. So that's the way it's supposed to work. And we do need to replace this belt because it has a bad spot in it. I just wanted to make sure I showed you guys all that. Yeah, you can go ahead and try to do it while it's on the machine, but it's better safe than sorry, and just take it off, spin your pulleys, make sure they're in good condition, they're not real loud. Also with the mower deck mandrels too. So when you engage it, you can spin your blades. We'll do that when the deck belt is off. We need to get this cover off. Pretty sure it's a Torx head or a 3/8 head on the outside. It's hard to get a 3/8 socket in here, but you can use a 30 Torx head on there. And there are just 3 of them. This will come off. As you can see, you have a Torx in the center of these. These are kind of a special bolt back in the day. They work great. I just don't understand why they had to make the covers like this, because if you just use a regular bolt, you can't get a socket on it. Now, the reason why I was telling you that this blade break right here, if you're underneath trying to do this while it's on the machine and you can't get this out or around this, you may put this on the other side when you put it back together again, and you'll ruin your belt just like that. So we got to take the old belt off. Nice, I like these features with the old style. They're just like spring tension guides. They work great. I don't know why they got rid of stuff like that and went to more stationary things. All right, so there's your old belt. I like to use OEM products for the belts. This is made by Husqvarna. The tractor is now owned by Husqvarna. They went through many different companies, but so you can go underneath your hood and get many part numbers for your machine right here. I had found out the hard way that the mower deck belt should be primary mower deck belt 174883. That is incorrect. That's why I don't like the stickers, and always use your model number. I had to use the sticker because when this came in, this is supposed to have your sticker. You can see the remnants of where the sticker was. The sticker's gone. So I don't know exactly what model this was. So I was relying on the sticker underneath the hood, and that is, I can tell you right now because I ordered the wrong one, that primary deck belt is 174883 is for a electric PTO. This is a manual PTO. The correct belt number is right here for this machine. Now, if I have the model number that I used, I did a lot of research and I think I got close, but what I'm suggesting is always use the model number on the back of the machine. Don't go by what my part number is. Double check my work. Go to SearsParts.com, use the model number on the machine. You'll find the part number, and make sure the belt is very close. It's going to be probably a little bit smaller because the old belts usually stretch. This one is in very good condition, and it's also, you can tell, the other one is a little bit on the skinnier side. This one's a little on the fatter side, and that's because the other one was worn. Before I reinstalled a new belt, you can engage the mower deck, hold that there, and then you can spin your mower deck bearings and just make sure they're okay. These are all in good shape. Everything is spinning as it should. I'm going to go ahead and just slide your belt in. Make sure your on the inside of the blade brakes. If your blade brakes are worn out, if the pad is not here, I have a video. I'll put everything in the link in the description below to fix these. I have a video on taking care of this, and I think it installs new blade brakes too. Remember, flat side of the belt will go on a flat side of a pulley 90% of the time. There are some occasions where it does ride on the other side, but normally the flat side of the belt will run on the flat side of the pulley just like this. Okay, so we're back on. We can go ahead and put our cover back on. And this is the time where you should also tip your mower deck up, check the blades, make sure your blades are straight, make sure they're sharp, put them on while you have the mower deck off. Don't tighten it all the way up until you get all three installed. And if your blades are bent, or if you have put new blades on and they're not straight, coming across the center of your mower deck, I have a video on how to straighten your mower deck out. I'll also put that in the link in the description below. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and slide it back under. Before we slide it all the way under, I'm gonna go ahead and put the cable back on right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the clip in to hold the cable down while I'm out here. Before we put it here, I'm gonna put it in a little bit more. And you see this little washer? I'm not sure exactly why they did that, but just put the washer on first. And then you're gonna put your pin through. There should be a hole in the bottom, and then you slide that just halfway like that. That's in. Go ahead and slide it the rest of the way under. I like to put on the front hanger first. Since we're here, I might as well put the belt around the front part of your pulley here. Make sure that's on, like so. Gonna go ahead and put your mower deck all the way in the furthest down position. Now this one here is sitting on the opposite side, so all you have to do is lift it up by hand, push the mower deck. Now you can see how it's not lining up quite right there. So when it goes to the front, you can see right there how by pushing the mower deck up, it actually gets this nice and straight. Right aligns it right there. Make sure your pin is going from forward to rearward. These pins can be a little tough, so sometimes you just have to give them a little bump. Go around to the other side. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put the left front bracket in. You see this bracket right here. Sometimes you have to slide the deck a little bit in or out to get this thing to come around it. And I can see that it's a little off, so I'm gonna go ahead and lift the mower deck up in the front. Push your pin in. You have the stabilizer bar. That's pretty straightforward. Okay, at this point, what I like to do is engage the mower deck blade and just make sure I look at everything. Make sure that you're around your pulleys correctly. Make sure that nothing's rubbing you anywhere. Make sure that you're on the right side of the guide, which is on the inside up here near your engine. Make sure it's on the inside. Looks good. Disengage it. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and take it out for a test drive. We're gonna run the mower deck, bring it back in again. Always check your tire pressure when you're done. and then level your mower deck out. We're gonna go ahead and show you the tools that we needed today. Okay, so the tools we needed from left to right. I use my 1/4 inch ratchet. You can use a 1/4 inch, 3/8 ratchet, whatever you have. I use a pry bar. You can also use a couple blocks of wood if needed to get the mower deck up off the ground to help you out. I used a 1/4 inch by 4 inch extension, a number 30 Torx head to get the bolts off, either that or a 3/8 socket. Pair of pliers. This is the model number of the machine that I found that worked for all the parts. So if you're looking at your model number on the sticker, it should start with a 917 dot, and that's a Husqvarna product. Husqvarna part number that we used here was a 532-144-959. This is a very popular belt on a lot of 42-inch mower decks for the Craftsman series. And if you need a knee pad, I'll put that in the link description below. They definitely help your knees. These are a little bit on the stiff side, but man, it's better than concrete. Okay, so that pretty much sums it up for how to install a mower deck belt on a Craftsman LTX1000. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.